Welcome back to Dropped In. I am beyond grateful to be here with you today and share a microdose hit of magic and medicine with you. And so, what if I told you that the future of leadership isn't productivity? It's regulation, it's rewiring. It's not mindset, it's not motivation, capacity, full stop. And honestly, what I'm seeing is that the corporate world is finally catching up. And so today I want to talk about something that has me so lit up right now because I believe we are witnessing a massive shift, not only in business, but in leadership, wellness, and human performance. And I'm not seeing it as a trend, I'm seeing it as a full recalibration. Because for years, the wellness industry has been marketed like it's this luxury, this nice to have thing, The yoga Fridays, the meditation apps, the wellness weeks, the stress management seminars. And corporations tolerated it as long as the budgets were healthy. But now I'm noticing the conversation is changing completely. And what's emerging is something I've been saying for years. Your nervous system is the real infrastructure underneath performance. And we're talking not just personal performance, corporate, team, leadership performance. We're talking human sustainability. And what's really, really cool is this morning I was on my treadmill getting ready for the day, and I came across this individual who just randomly popped up on Instagram. And of course, I got sucked into his feed, and there was a series of posts where he's talking about the future of the wellness economy. And I literally laughed because I thought, finally, the world is catching up to what so many of us in this field have known for a long time. So one of the posts said, stress is no longer an HR concern, it's an operational liability. And that, my friend, that right there changes everything. Because once something becomes measurable financially, people start listening differently. And I know some people hate that reality, but it's true. Companies don't make major structural changes based on inspiration, they make them based on outcomes: retention, productivity, absenteeism, healthcare costs, decision quality, and leadership stability. And now there's enough data emerging to show that chronic stress and nervous system dysregulation are directly impacting all of it. One of the carousel posts shared that high job strain raises severe cardiovascular risk by 97%. 97%. That is not employee burnout. That is literally a physiological crisis. And this is why I believe the future of this work is moving out of the fluffy wellness category and into leadership infrastructure. Because wellness language has honestly become super vague, super fluffy, very soft. And I would imagine it's pretty easy to dismiss in boardrooms. And this is something I've been thinking about deeply as I continue to grow and expand the capacity advantage into corporate spaces. This language matters. And it's not because we need to water the work down, but translation matters. And so if you walk into a corporate boardroom and say, I want to help your team feel more balanced, that's cute. That's nice. However, If you say, we help regulate cognitive overload, reduce operational stress liability, increase decision quality, and expand leadership capacity under pressure. Whew, that hits, doesn't it? Now the conversation changes. Same work, different language. One of the carousels literally said, stop saying wellness program, start saying workforce risk system. I mean, come on, right? It hits. And it's so true. The left column gets cut in Q4, the right column gets renewed. And I think this is where so many incredible practitioners struggle. They deeply understand transformation, but they don't know how to communicate value in the language decision makers understand. The buyer has changed, especially in corporate, and they are no longer buying inspiration. They're buying measurable sustainability, and they want teams that can withstand pressure without collapsing. They want leaders who can think clearly under stress. They want nervous systems that hold during uncertainty. And they want performance that holds, which is literally why that phrase has become such a cornerstone in my work. Because sustainable performance is the future, not adrenaline. And honestly, I think we're entering an era where nervous system literacy becomes as important as leadership literacy. I really believe that fully and completely. Because look around, people are exhausted. Whether you're an executive or you're in healthcare or you're a founder or you're a parent, everyone is operating under chronic cognitive load. We are in the age of information, and I call it the age of information overload. There's constant input, stimulation, decision making, so much information. There's so much burnout happening because of AI now. It's crazy. And the body was never, ever designed to sustain that level of activation indefinitely. So, what happens? People disconnect from themselves, they numb out. Then, not only are they disconnecting from themselves, it happens in relationships, in their creativity, their purpose. And eventually, the body forces the conversation. And it shows up through burnout, panic, anxiety, illness, pressure, collapse. And here's the thing that nobody talks about enough. High performers are often the most dysregulated people in the room because society rewards override, not embodiment. We celebrate the person who pushes through exhaustion, the one who never stops, the one who performs strength beautifully. Meanwhile, their nervous system is screaming underneath the surface. And eventually, the body collects the debt. Another thing from the post that I saw was this phrase of vitality debt. And I thought, wasn't that brilliant? Because that's exactly what's happening. People are borrowing energy from the future to survive the present. And eventually, repayment comes due. This is why I don't believe nervous system work is self care anymore. I think that language minimizes the magnitude of what this actually is. This is capacity work, infrastructure work, leadership, human sustainability work. And the companies that understand this early are going to have a massive advantage moving forward. And I mean massive, because the future of business isn't just innovation, it's regulated innovation, clear thinking under pressure, teams that can adapt without imploding, leaders who don't emotionally leak stress onto everyone around them. And that matters, especially in today's day and age. Another thing that was brought up in the posts was that he was talking about environmental adaptation, the physical and psychological ability to perform in a more anxious, overstimulated world. And honestly, that's one of the most important conversations nobody's having, because our nervous systems are processing more information in one day than humans used to process in significantly longer periods of time. It's the news, the notifications, the stress, the economic instability, the social comparison, the performance pressure. And then we wonder why this sense of feeling exhaustion is occurring all of the time. The nervous system is literally overloaded. And this is where I think the future of leadership changes dramatically. The next generation of powerful leaders won't just be intelligent, they'll be regulated. They'll understand their state that they're in. They'll understand that leadership is energetic and it's not just intellectual, because nervous systems talk to nervous systems before words even enter the room. I've talked about this time again and again and again. People feel your pace, your pressure, your safety, your steadiness. And the best leaders in the future will know how to rewire themselves before attempting to lead others. That's the shift. There's another share. As you can see, I went down the rabbit hole with this guy. Another post was talking about how corporations are now hiring nervous system coaches. Bingo. And honestly, I smiled so hard reading it, because this work is finally becoming understood beyond quote unquote wellness culture. The post said corporations are choosing one nervous system coach over 5 fragmented vendors. My friends, this is huge, because integration is the future, not fragmented healing, not isolated interventions, integrated systems. Breath, sleep, recovery, somatics, cognitive restoration, decision quality. It's all connected, because humans are systems, not separate parts. And this is exactly why I believe the future is heart wired, not hardwired. Hardwired leadership created generations of high achieving people completely disconnected from their own bodies. Heart-wired leadership creates sustainable power, capacity, clarity, humanity. And honestly, I think the market is starving for it. And here's the thing. People might look at heart-wired leadership as soft. It's not. It's because the old way has stopped working. You cannot override biology forever. Eventually, the body wins every single time. I also think we need to stop treating nervous system regulation, nervous system rewiring like it's only for people who are struggling. Some of the most powerful people I know are deeply committed to this work. They understand that their body is the vessel carrying the vision. And if the vessel collapses, everything collapses with it. I often think about my years as a nurse, especially in mental health and addictions. And now, looking at leadership through this lens, I see the same patterns everywhere. Humans trying to outrun internal overwhelm through external performance. Humans disconnecting themselves while appearing successful externally. They're overriding their basic biological signals in the name of success and achievement. And I genuinely believe we're entering an era where that paradigm starts breaking down publicly. Because people don't want success that costs them themselves anymore. They just don't. So, as you're listening to this, and perhaps you're someone building in this space, please hear me when I say this. Don't minimize your work. This work matters deeply. And what I've learned from this individual, you also have to learn how to communicate it, translate it, position it, because the future buyer is not purchasing wellness. They are purchasing cognitive resilience, sustainable performance, nervous system stability, leadership capacity, workforce continuity, operational longevity. And this is where it's going. And honestly, I think we're only at the beginning, which I am so fired up about. The future is hardwired. The future belongs to the people who can hold pressure without losing themselves. The future belongs to leaders who understand their nervous systems. It belongs to businesses that prioritize human sustainability alongside performance. And I really believe the companies that ignore this shift are going to struggle over and over and over again over the next decade. Burnout is expensive. So is disconnection. So is dysregulation. And finally, what I'm seeing and learning is that the world is starting to calculate the cost. I'm literally flooded with shivers as I continue to share this with you today. Thank you so much for being here with me. This conversation lit me up and just shows what is available because this is the work, this is the future, this is where leadership is headed. So, if this episode resonated with you, please share it on Instagram and tag me in your stories. And if you're a leader, a founder, executive, or organization wanting to explore this work deeper, this is exactly what I do inside the Capacity Advantage. I help people build performance that holds, not just externally, internally too. I love you guys. And until next time, I will see you on Dropped In.